Isabel Hilton in London. She's the founder of China Dialogue and also that's an independent non-profit organisation. Welcome to TRT World, Isabel. So just tell us what changes in practice now for Xi Jinping's third term. And of course, this coincides with China's post-COVID reopening to the world.
Well, as you say, it wasn't exactly a surprise that he got his third term. It would have been a brave delegate who voted against it, and we see the usual unanimous show of hands at the National People's Congress. He's also brought in a team very much of his own people to fill key state positions, including that of Prime Minister, who's now Li Qiang, who was in charge of Shanghai. He will become probably deputy president also. So we can, Li Keqiang, the outgoing premier, had not a great relationship with Xi Jinping. So what we're seeing now is that Xi Jinping is consolidating his hold on all the key positions in the state and the party, and talking very, very tough, actually, about the outside world, talking very tough about the economy. And, we're going to see very much a Xi Jinping era, very much distinguished from the Deng Xiaoping era of a kind of open relations with the world and a generally friendly aspect. This is a much sterner China.
A much sterner China. How will that affect China's foreign policy and relations, of course, with the US, with Russia, for example?
Well, with the US, it definitely is not warming up. Qin Gang, the new foreign minister, another Xi Jinping appointment, made a very, very robust speech, shall we say, earlier this week, in which wolf warrior diplomacy certainly seemed to be back. There was no acknowledgement of any opening at all in the US-China relationship. On Russia, again, there is no sign that Xi Jinping is going to back off his statement of limitless friendship. The trading relationship has improved during the war. There is covert and overt support from China, diplomatically, morally, and talk of material supplies, although there is no evidence as yet for that particular step, and that would be a very big step for China to take. But I think the consolidation of the view of the world, that Russia and China see America as the principal problem in the world, and they are, in solidarity with each other against the United States, that has been consolidated this week.
Interesting. And going back to domestic issues there in China, what keeps Xi Jinping in power, and how important is the economy and also the satisfaction of the Chinese people? And if those two factors change, how could that affect his third tenure?
Well, I don't think that there's any chance of Xi Jinping being ousted by discontent from the streets. There is a very tight grip of the security services, and Xi Jinping pretty much controls all of that. He's consolidated his power over 10 years by purging and repeatedly purging rival sections of the party. So partly through a very continuing anti-corruption drive, which allows him to, jail his opponents effectively. He's, as I say, got his people in power. He is the head of the military commission, which means he controls the armed forces. So in security terms, he's pretty solid. Now, if the economy is in a measure of trouble, the traditional drivers of the economy have really worn out. The property has been an important driver, and we're seeing a kind of slow motion collapse in that sector. It's not clear that the economy, after the initial bounce back from lockdown, is going to thrive. And that is I think that's quite dangerous, because I think the more trouble there is at home, the more Xi Jinping might be tempted to do something over Taiwan, and then we're in very big trouble indeed.
Isabel, fantastic to speak to you and to get your analysis. Thank you so much for your time. Isabel Hilton, live there from London, founder of China Dialogue. Thank you so much.